Welcome to Buzzing with Sports Buzz. Hi everyone, Lance your host here, and today we are simply talking about something quite extraordinary, something that has just started in the history of Zimbabwean rugby. Okay, so basically, what we have known about franchise team and franchise sports. Well, in Zimbabwe, franchise teams is popular in cricket. We have seen the rise of the Matabeleland Tuskers, Mashonaland Eagles, and the Mountaineers. So all these teams created to develop the better of Zimbabwean cricket. But what is happening in rugby? So recently, as we all know, the Zimbabwe rugby team has qualified for the 2027 Rugby World Cup. That's going to be hosted in Australia. Yep, the boys are going down under. But before we even get there, the nation itself has to be prepared for a lot of rugby. And something that has never done before has been started in its pilot phase, but it looks good and it looks set to be very, very successful. So, what are we talking about? We are talking about the Grid Cup. What really is the Grid Cup? Well, traditionally in Zimbabwe, we have had the traditional rugby teams such as Harare Sports Club, the Red Lions, the Green Machines and Old Hararians. We have had the Dragons and Old Georgians, the Rams and Old Johannians, which was a club that necessarily doesn't exist now, but used to exist. But I don't really know what happens to Old Johannians, but they have to put it back. Yeah, hey, the thing is, all these clubs that are popular in Zimbabwe, to mention but only but a few, I just mentioned a few, but there are quite a lot, have been operating most basically or most mainly in the Harare province. So, what does the Grid Cup do? The Grid Cup opens up the platform for so many talent around the country to come and join and be seeded in these teams and perform at the highest level. So, it's not only for just everyone, you also have your main Sables Cats within these squads. So, how many teams are there? Okay, so there's the Goonies, the Impies, the Sunrays, and the Blades. These teams are the four key teams that are going to be introduced within this Grid Cup so that teams can battle up against each other. Sable Lager has partnered up by intelligent rugby minds to create this amazing round robin tournament that will allow all four teams to play against each other. So knowingly, the Grid Cup literally starts this Saturday at Harare Sports Club. I heard tickets are $2. $2. So guys, grab a ticket, go and watch the games. But anyway, to go further into my point, we will have teams that will be seeded or players that will be seeded or drafted, just like in NFL or NBA, to come and play within this Grid Cup. When these people come and they perform within this Grid Cup, they are mixed with local talent, international talent, of course, professional. The aim is to get the whole of the four teams to start some form of semi-professional rugby, eventually growing into professional, eventually having a Grid Cup that grows even bigger to allow other companies or other clubs to be formed and make it a bigger league. Who knows? Yeah, it's going to be exciting in a way. So the Grid Cup will have, your traditional Sables players. I've seen the likes of Kudzai Mashawi. I think he'll be representing the MPs. I've seen Dion Kumalo as well. I think he'll be playing for the Rays. I'm not so sure. We're going to have to confirm. But it's something that is very exciting and something that I think is needed in order for us to see who could be the next Mashawi, the next Kloppers Kundiona, the next Sigauke, the next Mafura, the next powerhouse of Zimbabwean rugby, which is something that is quite exciting. So yeah, the Grid Cup is coming and this is going to be very interesting. A lot of effort in making sure that the Grid Cup is known. So yeah, follow Kara Sports, follow the Grid Cup, follow Sports Buzz, and I'll be chatting with you guys in a bit. Thank you. Oh yeah, and also don't forget, some other lives will be coming. We've got special guests lined up, not only in rugby, but also in different sporting disciplines. So we shall be looking to have some good time in terms of content. Yep, it's coming. I know it's been long, but I've been waiting too. So guys, peace out, love. Do it next time.